Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy on another victory Monday. The Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship game. The Detroit Lions 60 minutes from the Super Bowl. All the chips in the middle of the table. Sunday night, San Francisco, 72 degrees, light and variable winds.
No rain.
No rain. All those chips in the middle of the table, Lindsay.
That's what you want.
Legacies on the line. Franchise-altering moments. The biggest stakes. And we're a part of it. We're there.
You're surprised? Yeah, you are.
Lindsay.
I can answer that
Lindsay,
for you. I know you're surprised.
You can't help but not be. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not.
Like, they're good. Like, they're a good team. They're a good franchise. They're set up perfectly. Tons of cap space, tons of draft capital, high-quality players on rookie contracts. He's got the system set up, too, where it can just keep feeding itself now. And that's the way that it works. Because I hear people talking about, Goff with the money and stuff like that. And if you pay Goff, then how are you going to do Hutchinson and Sewell and St. Brown and all those guys? Guess what your team has to do every year? They got to make decisions. And they got to make choices.
Yes.
And that's the way that it works.
Yep.
But the franchise has been sustainable for the 49ers because you look at the drafts, man.
Look at the draft picks.
Look at the draft. It just keeps feeding itself all the time. We're there now. And that's really, like, when I talk about a free roll, I honestly do feel like that it is a free roll because of the foundation of the organization is set up to be sustainable.
Right. But that's we talked about that early on. I was more complimentary because I knew, watching how they went about their business, watching how they picked, who they picked. They got their guys. When you see teams that – because some teams are just throwing darts. Oh, we're going to take the best talent available. Well, that's okay sometimes if you're going to but they went after specifics. They knew exactly the guys that they wanted, the type of demeanors they wanted, and they went and got them. In regards to what anybody said on the outside, they went and got their guys, and you can see it. That's when you start developing your culture, and I know culture is thrown around a lot. Culture only matters when you win. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
The culture is only good when you win.
100%.
So.
It's funny, too, just because I was taking a look at it. For next year, the 49ers got about $1.5 million in cap space right now. That's it. Like,
yep.
They're hedged, man, and they're all in. You got Trent Williams next year at a $31.5 million cap hit. Debo's a $28.5 million cap hit. Like, it's up there. It's real, man. It's real for them. And the more I talk about it, the more you realize just what's on the line, even for the 49ers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a couple of more years with Brock at 900,000. I feel so bad for the guy, man. Guy has a roommate. You know how expensive it is out there in California? Guy still living with a roommate. Can you imagine?
Well, yeah. You lived out there.
I know, it's just expensive.
Yeah. You lived out there.
I was making more than 900.
He's got 2024, 2025, Purdy does. He does get a raise in 2025, though. He gets up to $1.1 million. So he'll be balling.
I want to give a shout-out, too, man, to one of our homegrown players that play with the 49ers, Jalen Graham. He hadn't suited up this year, but he's a great linebacker. He's gonna be on that linebacker tree for the 49ers. Jalen Graham, remember the name.
Okay.
Remember the name now.
Okay.
That's who gets me tickets, too. So.
Oh, that's your plug? Yeah.
His son plays on my AAU team. I mean, his little brother plays on my AAU team, Bryce Graham. So the Graham family are great people, and their son is a 49er. So we talk every game and shoot text back and forth. His son almost was activated. I wanted to see him because he's going to be a hell of a linebacker, dude.
Yeah.
He's fast as hell.
You going out there for the game?
I'm thinking about it. I'm really.
You gonna stay with Brock Purdy?
Yeah, probably. I'll pay him a little something for, give him a little extra money in his pocket.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it for real, though.
Harold Williams says Lions are at +6.5. Glad I bet the 7 before it went down. Yeah, that's when I saw it pop up. I saw it pop up at the 7. But the early business community is backing the Lions, so there's that out there as well. What about this? The 49ers game, because now it's relevant for us to talk about that game against the Packers.
Right.
What'd you think about Purdy?
I think he did what he had to do.
He wasn't at his sharpest. That's fair.
No, he did what he had to do. It was, and I the biggest thing I was afraid of is the fact that they hadn't played. He hadn't played in 3 weeks. Like you got a young quarterback like that. They need to play to stay sharp. And considering the weather, I mean, he was just off. And I saw it from the beginning. I'm like, dude, he's off. He's missing receivers by a yard or so, throwing it at their feet. But when 6 minutes came on the clock and all the marbles were on the table, he let his nuts hang.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he did, absolutely. he absolutely did, man.
And that's when I said to myself, I like this kid. This kid is – I bought into it.
Yeah, you've been on him, yeah.
I bought into it. And I don't care what people say. Oh, the kid that does what. And we look at quarterbacks and just because, he has CMC, Debo, IU, Kittles. I mean, look at all those weapons. Well, there were a lot of guys that played with a lot of weapons. And what did they do? They couldn't win shit.
No, I agree.
You can't get mad at a guy because every quarterback wants weapons. I mean, what quarterback goes into the season and says, hey, I don't need weapons.
Right.
I don't want to play with a good running back and a good receiver. I just want to do it myself. Nobody goes into the season and says that. Every team wants to have a great running back or a great running attack and great receivers. We can look back at the great Super Bowl teams. They all had something. Did anybody say when the greatest show on turf was alive? What were people saying? They didn't down Kurt Warner because he was lighting the scoreboards up because he was throwing all those great receivers and he had Marshall Faulk in the backfield. Shit.
Torrey Holt, yeah.
Man, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt.
Yeah.
Man, they had a squad.
They had a stable of dudes out there. Stable of dudes. Smokin brings something up that I wanted to touch on too. Says the Rams wide receivers were supposed to be deadly to our secondary, and they weren't.
No, they were.
So we got
Who said that?
think these wide receivers are going to smoke us. And Smokin, I keep hearing that too, and I understand it. And Puka Nacua got his yards, and Mike Evans got his yards and stuff like that. But the Rams were kicking field goals.
Right.
Buccaneers scored 23 points. That's not going to be good enough to win. Lions have one of the better offenses in all the NFL. 23 points on the road at Ford Field ain't going to be enough to beat the Lions. Not when they're at home. So, the defense is fine. I mean, is it something that's going to be addressed? Yes, obviously it's going to be addressed. But this defense is good enough to win with right now. It's good enough.
Yeah.
Is it the best defense left? No, it's not.
No.
But they're good enough to win.
Yeah,
they're opportunistic enough.
Yeah, I think with the Lions, they're gonna have to beef up the linebackers, get a stud linebacker or two, and tighten up the backside, the D-backs, secondary, and I think they'll be able to do that. I don't think that'll be a problem.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, D. Smitty says, I still got a bet slip for Dan Campbell, Coach of the Year, and the Lions to win the NFC and Kansas City versus Detroit in the Super Bowl that I made on September 3rd. That's going to be a pretty nice payout, man. However, that's John Fisher. Hey, I did have a question about the 49ers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They have Chase Young, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're playing in this game.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear a lot.
You can't complain about a move you make when you get this far, right?
No, 100%. Hey, I'm just telling you.
Because there's a lot of people made moves, but there's only 4 teams left. So, to me, when you do things and you get to where you're trying to go, hey, you can't complain. And Chase Young's been fine. It's been fine.
Okay.
We're winning. I mean, if we'd lost, I would have said it was all for naught. but we got right back to where we originally wanted to be, at home.
We gonna see.
Always. You know, I never dug smoke. I am the smoke.
Sunday night, man, the NFC Championship game.